What's going on, people? Jaye Black here. I am back with another video. Shout out to everybody that is tuning in. Make sure y'all subscribe to this channel if you're new and like this video and click the notification bell as well, okay? I want to talk about Oprah. Oprah is receiving backlash from a lot of black people who have blindly supported Oprah over the years. Oprah did an interview with the particular people who did the Leaving Neverland documentary. She did a Q&A session. And she was in support of this, even though she was claiming to be a friend of the Jackson family. And I want people to understand, Oprah has never really respected black men. She hasn't. For years, Oprah has used her platform to denigrate black men. So this is nothing new. And people would make excuses. People would say it's not that big of a deal. They would talk about how she's a black female billionaire, even though it was built upon the stories that she would do, basically denigrating black men. Now, I want y'all to understand, I'm not making this video saying that Michael Jackson is completely innocent, because again, I don't know the facts. All I know is that I truly believe that there were individuals in the industry that did not like Michael Jackson because of the fact that he owned a lot of publishing. Sony, he had, especially the Beatles and others who, and by the way, Paul McCartney was trying to get those masters back for a while, but anyway, there were a lot of people in the industry that didn't like Michael Jackson. And we all know about what happened in the early 90s with the allegations. He settled out of court for a lot of money. He did a lot of settling out of court in those times. And he fought a lot of those charges up until, a couple years before his death. Even his death was suspicious. And that doesn't take away from how great of an artist Michael Jackson was. The impact that he left on many of people's lives, including a lot of black people. There's a lot of artists, R&B artists or pop artists that credit Michael Jackson with their development as an artist and someone they looked up to, But this documentary to me is a travesty. I'm not saying that these guys shouldn't speak their truth, but to highlight this after he has been long gone. He's been gone since 2009? And all of a sudden, you're speaking about this? You're speaking about this now. When you could have spoken about this while he was alive. Maybe even a year after his death, 2 years. But you wait until the Me Too movement is in full go, until you have the Harvey Weinsteins and the Kevin Spaceys who are being accused of things. They have been completely put in the back burner, and now you have issues with R. Kelly, and you got issues with you got issues with R. Kelly, and you got issues with other black men in the industry like Russell Simmons, Bill Cosby, this, that, and third. Which is why it's become easier to accuse men, especially black men, of various things. But with Oprah, I truly believe that Oprah never really cared for Michael Jackson like that. This is why it was so easy for her to do this. Even people around Oprah has criticized her. She's gotten a lot of criticism on social media because people, once again, you have to read people. You have to look at their track record. She has never shown a track record to respect black men. She just haven't. But people still followed her, supported her no matter what. You have to really know and understand a person to follow them as strongly as y'all have followed her. Okay? You have to understand Oprah, I believe she's still cool with Harvey. And for her to back this documentary, knowing who her friend is, lets y'all know she is deflecting. She is basically throwing Michael under the bus because she knows that her friend Harvey is basically on the chopping block. Not only that, there was another guy that she supported years ago who was accused of assaulting tons of women. I don't think Oprah's spoken about that, but I think it's easier to ruin the reputation of black men and throw them under the bus, because she can protect her other friends. Now, according to the New York Times article, in a recent afternoon, an audience composed of mostly of survivors of sexual abuse sat in the Times Center Auditorium in Manhattan for a preview screening of Dan Reed's Leaving Neverland, to be followed by a Q&A led by Oprah Winfrey. The documentary, which aired on HBO in 2 parts on Sunday and Monday, profiles Wade Robinson and James Safechuck, 2 men who say Michael Jackson abused them when they were children. The final hour of the film pivots from the graphic, triggering details of molestation that Robson and Safechuck say occurred for several years to the emotional fallout in their adulthood. At the screening, audience members could be heard sniffling, sighing, and crying during moments when Robson and Safechuck spoke of their struggles to come forward with their families. I want y'all to know that the Jackson family is suing, I believe, HBO. All right. Or they threatened to. They think they threatened to. Because, to me, how many documentaries have you seen about Michael Jackson? And how much evidence have we seen? Zero. The only evidence they really have is the payouts. That's the only thing they go by, is the payouts of the many people he's been paying off over the years. Let me scroll through here. But let's see. Talk eventually turned to suspicions of their motives, the assertions by superfans and the Jackson family that Robson and Safechuck are only coming forward for financial gain. Reed emphatically denied that either of the men or their families received compensation for the film. Robson said that a lawsuit he filed against the Jackson estate in 2013 was about doing something good with this bad, not about remuneration. What that means. He saw the legal system as a platform to tell his story in a scenario where the estate would have to listen and have to sit there. Robson's suit was thrown out by a judge because too much time had passed. Safechuck suing the following year and was also unsuccessful. Both cases are under appeal. But what's very interesting is that they still are trying to appeal their lawsuits. So this, even though they say they didn't make any money on this documentary, they could use this documentary to win their appeals and to successfully sue the Jackson estate, which is why the Jackson estate is fighting this documentary. The Jackson family has denied all the allegations and publicly condemned the film, and the estate is suing HBO for $100 million. Winfrey seemed fully aware of the optics of her interview. All the anger, you guys are going to get it. You know that, right? She continued, you're going to get it. I'm going to get it. We're all going to get it. Yeah, you're right about that, Oprah. And what this says to me, Oprah, is that you're basically, you're wrong for this. You were considered a family friend, and you threw the family under the bus because you want to protect your friend Harvey. Let's just be real. That's why you're doing this, Oprah. You could have been in support of the film and not be, not without then questioning them, right? Interviewing them. That's the word I want to use. Interviewing them. You're interviewing these guys. When you do this, Oprah, with your name, you legitimize them. That's what you did, Oprah. You legitimize guys who did not win their lawsuits, who are still trying to sue the Jackson estate. Okay? And what's very interesting is that you got radio stations that are pulling Michael Jackson songs over this. This is the era that we are in, people. They did the same thing with R. Kelly. Spotify tried to do the same thing with XXXTentacion. Whenever people complain, whenever there's a documentary, they're gonna use it to destroy somebody's legacy and their financial, the financial stability of the family that's gonna be receiving the money. Because XX isn't here, Michael Jackson isn't here, R. Kelly's still here, but these documentaries, just like the Surviving R. Kelly, Leaving Neverland, they could be used to destroy a financial situation and better their financial situation because they're still trying to sue the Jackson estate. And this documentary is being used as a way for them to win their appeal so they can successfully sue and win against the Jackson estate, which is why the Jackson estate is suing. It's like, no, because we know what they're doing this for. They can say they didn't make any money off the documentary, but they can make money if they are able to win their appeals and successfully go follow through and sue the Jackson estate. That's what this is about. And Oprah, you legitimize these guys. You threw Michael Jackson and his family under the bus because you're trying to protect your friend Harvey.